Alright guys, last night we for a change I kind of got in the house just a little early. It was really hot and I finished what I needed to accomplish for that day, and I was actually on the computer and I was watching a fellow YouTuber, Ivy's Forged and Homestead. And I heard my pressure tank and water heater, everything's in our house, in a room. It's not in the garage, it's not in a smaller room outside. I want it that way because in my other house, it was in the garage, and when we got freezing weather, I'd always break a pipe somewhere that was in the garage. I wasn't going to do it. It was going to be room temperature in this house. So, luckily, I heard my pump was clicking on and off, and I thought that's kind of weird, but I knew that my animals are hooked up to the water supply outside, and there's sometimes that every one of the goats will go and jump into and start drinking water for like 5 minutes, and usually you hear a pump kick on once or twice. But this was cycling, you know. I guess I probably let it pass for like 10 minutes. I was like, it's still doing it. What's going on here? And I thought maybe I turned the garden hose on or something. And I start walking around, and I come up here to this garden, and I got water pouring out of the ground over here. I mean, pouring. Ran all the way down, my whole front yard's flooded out, rain, water. It's not this that I have here, which is my sprinklers are tied into. It is either the water main from the pump to the hydrant. It has to be something to do with that. It's not the hydrant. And how I know that is this morning, I turned it back on, and it was barely coming out of there, and I went and grabbed this and shoved this around a little bit, and I heard a bad crack down there, and water poured out big time, so I had to run in the house to kill it. This hydrant here has been replaced. It's been about 4 years ago. It went bad a year after we were in the house, and the guy that sunk our well, and our well is 220 feet deep, if anybody's wanting to know. He went and put a new hydrant in, and I don't remember what he did down there. I mean, I did see it. I know he had this all dug out. So I'm knowing that for sure I'm probably digging at least 3 feet deep, and I'm gonna have to dig a big enough hole to put my large body, be able to get down and see what happened. But what I did do, because once I get this all dug out, what I have here very well could fall down, sag down in the hole. I don't want it to. I want it to stay where it's at. So I got a 2x4. It's laying on one of those rails right there. I stuck it through. I built it up. It's sitting here. So now, when I go to disconnect this, unscrew that, this will become separate from here. It's the way I had it made up, so I can service this if ever need to be done. Every one of my deals are that way. So I got to dig. I was supposed to go to the city today, which I will be now for sure for parts. I don't know what's down there broke. I heard a bad crunch and water stopped pouring, so something down there broke. And so today, right now, I got to start my dig. And of all things I hate the most is I hate digging. I dug so much in my life. I hate digging. Here we go. We got to dig a hole. Alright guys, I've been digging. I'm about 3 feet down. And there we are. There's a blue pipe down there. That rope's kind of hung on. Right there was an elbow, and it went up. The elbow was broke off at the bottom of the hydrant. And here it is here. We've got, looks like it does have a cast iron end on it, and it did have a brass fitting to it right there, but it broke off. This hydrant, they never cemented it in up top for stability, so it always moved around, and I just got a feeling it just finally snapped this brass part. Now the problem I have is this blue pipe. I think that's 5/8. I've got 3/4, I've got 1/2 inch. I have not called the local plumbing store. They may have that, but that stuff is tight. You can't even push in on it. So what I did do is I called the guy that installed this well and that did the hydrant, and to see if he can come out. I was hoping he'll return my call pretty quick, so I know what to do, because if not, then I guess I head to the city. But if I remember right, they had a special tool that crimped this line. I know there's a tool to crimp the line, but what I'm talking about is a tool that grabbed the line together because it's so tight, and it hydraulically squeezed them together, and then they're able to crimp them. I know I'm not going to be able to do that. So hopefully this guy can call me. The hole's, you know what I would say, is partially dug out. I mean, you've seen it. I mean, I know it needs to be a lot bigger, and I'll probably continue digging, waiting for him to call. I think I know, now that I know there's no lines over here, I may go ahead and use my bucket and dig down my bucket. I probably will do that, and gets as much more out of here as I can, because anyway, all right, let me get going here and go get my tractor and start digging with the bucket. All right, there we go. New fittings on. The well guy came back out here. He was shocked that I had it dug out. I was going to reach in and grab it, but he put that new elbow on, tied it together, and now what I'm going to do is drain out some of this water. I have rock over there. I've got a mat I'm going to lay in there, because this should be inside rock. He told me he didn't have to because the soil that we have here is sandy, but I've done it with all my other ones. I've done it before with all the other ones I used to have. Look at the water still seeping in the ground. That's how much water, how long this has been leaking in here. The water keeps coming in, and we're uphill. So that's how much it's leaked, you can tell. Anyway, I'm going to put a mat in, put some rock in here, and then once I get that all straightened out down there, let's see here. And then this here will reconnect like it needs to right there. And then we will, then when this is all done, I'm going to help stabilize this, I'm going to put concrete higher up. I'll show you where. I'm not putting concrete down here. I'm putting up high just to help stabilize it, give it more strength. And anyway, all right, so I'm going to get all that water drained out of there, and we'll go from there. All right, I got this well. Basically, it's all dirt. Most of the dirt's put back in it again. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll go do more to it. But what I've done is the dirt's back in. At the very bottom of the whole pit, the very bottom, like I said, the well guy came on out, and he did he put a new fitting on the bottom. He told me it never should have broke. Never should have broke. The brass never. What I did do though is, because before there was no support, I did pour concrete down here. It goes in maybe 3 to 4 inches deep, and I'm keeping away from my lines. Here's my other lines back there. It's keeping away from my lines, so if I ever need to work on them, I can pull those up. But it'll give this thing some stability. Right now, of course, a lot of it's all on this 2x4 I've got. I'll take this out tomorrow and mess with it, and I'll level this, you know, clean this all up some more right here. But it is working. Everything's up and running. I got all the water. I bled the system. And the water pressure. Crazy. I've always had good water pressure. But I could tell just by this garden hose that how much more it's increased. So it's been cracked underground, and it's been a while. And so anyway, it's done. I'm happy we fixed it. Happy we have water for tonight. Thank God I didn't grab it last night like I did today to see if it would break, because when I grabbed it today, man, that snap and water come flying out of that hole crazy, like a water hydrant. Well, it's a water hydrant. Anyway, just in case you're wondering why there's 2 garden hoses, of course this one runs that sprinklets up there. This second one, right here, that actually goes under. I got PVC pipe, goes up and inside the like before, that was my greenhouse, so it had water system in there. I've just left it. All I need to do is I want to plug that onto that fitting right there and go in there, and there's a squirt nozzle, there's water. If I had plants in there, now I can make it my a watering system for the birds, because I changed it to a coop for the birds come fall, winter, and spring. The birds will be back out here again. Although it looks like I may be getting some more new ones. So So maybe the newer ones I'll wait a little longer and put the newer ones out here for a bit, then move them up front, out back. All right, guys, we're done with this little project. Right, no, big project. I had that hole huge. All right, y'all take it easy. Thanks for watching. And I'm gonna move on over to the garden and water that one over there for right now. Get that done and then tend to the animals. All right, y'all take it easy. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.